So you've hired somebody for your team. Congratulations. Now what do you do with them? Well, this is one of the places that I see a lot of business owners make a mistake, and I made it too. I actually needed some really solid advice from my mastermind group many years ago about how to do this better. So this is the advice that I got, and I have used this to this day in my own business and with my clients. It's to consider the first 100 days as simply a learning period for both of you. So just assume that for the first 100 days, while that person is on your team, that they know nothing. Assume nothing about the skill set they're coming in with. Assume nothing about what they learned in the first week. Assume that they don't know anything about any of it. And that means that you have got to step into the role of a teacher and truly teach and train them what to do and how you want them to do it. You're really laying the foundation. And if you do this and you really invest the time in those first 100 days, it will always pay off. Now, let me give you an example. Many times we'll teach something once and we think like, I taught her. Doesn't she already know how to do that? Chances are no. It takes repetition, right? Like even if you think about your own business and the things that you do, how many times did you have to do something until you got it right? Like even just think about putting up your first Insta story. Like how many of those did you do until you felt good and comfortable with it, right? Or writing a social media post or writing a blog. How many did it take until you got to the point of feeling good and comfortable? So think about that. Take that first 100 days, that first 3 months, and really invest your time and energy into training your teammate to do the work and to do it in the way that you want it. And pro tip, do give them feedback when things are not going the way you want during that window of time. Now, it's not to say you're not going to do that later, because of course you will and you should, but you're setting the tone very early on that you will give feedback, and constructive feedback at that. So if things are not going the way you want, it is your job and responsibility as the owner of your business and the leader in your organization to speak up. And employees want that. Nobody wants to come into their job and just do shit work all day and like just suck at it. They want to do good too. So give them the benefit of the doubt and say like, hey, maybe let me give you some training on this again, or let's revisit this. I want to make sure you really understand that. And then ask questions like, walk me through that. Like now that we've been through this a couple times, will you tell me what you just learned so that we can make sure we're on the same page? Course correct. Ask questions. And again, give yourself 100 days and schedule a review right at the end of those 100 days where you can sit down and just talk about everything openly. Pro tips passed along from my mastermind group many years ago. Still serves me to this day, so I hope that it helps you too. All right, if you have any questions about designing your team, we're talking about that all month long inside the member circle, and I'm happy, of course, to reach out and share some advice with you too. So if you have questions, let me know.